Yeah.
Okay, so you have the authority to make that decision, right?
Yes.
What comes with authority?
Power.
Okay, well, I was going to say responsibility.
Oh.
Yeah, women tend to forget that
Good
part.
guess, though.
They tend to forget that part. They like the power and the authority, but they don't want to deal with the responsibility.
Yeah, the responsibility
So
is
if you
there.
have unilateral control of who gets born or not, and you decide I'm going to have this child against the whims of the man, you should pay for it.
Okay, then that's the same reason why women get most custody and then get full
No,
alimony,
that's not true.
innit?
Women get
By
custody.
going by that logic.
Women get custody because the court system favors them.
No, but okay.
And I'll tell you what.
Go on.
And men are punished for being traditional in this country. They are, because the way the court system and see this, I'm gonna talk about this because I know things. Unlike this one over here, no offense.
Yeah,
because the way I don't really care if you went through it. You don't know anything about the legal code. So okay,
you know
I'll tell you why. I already know you don't. So it's okay. It's okay. Okay, yeah, I know. It's easy to file restraining orders. I know you don't really need any evidence. So again, this means nothing.
No,
to me.
even
So
because I
okay, I'll
was there
continue.
and they looked at my whole
I'll continue.
body.
All right.
That was
I don't.
enough.
Bro,
They
don't
looked at my
prod her
whole
so
body.
much.
There was a
Bro,
witness.
don't prod her so much.
Sorry.
To make your point. Make your point.
I'm sorry, Myron. I just.
There was a whole witness there as well. What is wrong
I don't really know
Okay.
what your situation was. So again,
She's
I'm
got-
talking
she
in
got-
general.
she got chill out.
I'm
It's fine.
talking in
It's fine.
general.
It's fine.
I'm
She got chill
talking in
out.
general.
You're
All right,
talking
go
in
on.
general, but
I'm
you
talking in
came
general.
at me.
I'm talking
You
in
penalized
general.
it at me. Unlike this one that doesn't know what she's on about.
I mean,
Man,
because
scarce,
the reason I said that
Honestly,
is
scarce.
Yeah, we need to be respectful of people's experiences.
I'll tell you, the reason I said that is because I asked you specific.
Un
It's
dia
not. The reason I said that. The reason I said that. The reason I asked you really specific questions earlier to see if you knew what you're talking about, and it was just clear you didn't. Don't know about your situation. Maybe you were right. Maybe you're wrong. Don't really care.
Oh my God.
I'm done.
All right, make your point, Pearl, and then,
Oh my
and then
days.
stop prodding her, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So, but I actually forgot the point I was going to make. I'm
Oh,
gonna be honest.
fantastic.
Well, the
Exactly,
point,
'cause you don't know how
I'll
to fucking
remind
play.
you. So the point, Pearl, the point was
Fantastic.
you're trying to explain why
Okay.
women actually are the ones that get custody and most of the
Oh
alimony.
yeah. Actually, I do remember. Okay, because the way the code is written, it's basically the person that spends the most time with the child. Well, if a man wants to protect and provide for his family, who does that punish? The guy for doing the right thing.
But the children
that's-
spend more time with the mothers. Sometimes men are not as involved.
Correct.
So
But it's because
children that want to go with
right.
them.
It's because they're at work though.
Yeah.
But and then
Okay.
if you look at let's talk about what's in the best interest of the child. When you look at single father homes, they fare very similar to two-parent households. When you look at single mother homes, they become
I
criminals.
didn't know that. Yep.
They become criminals, drug dealers, school shooters. Every really problem that you can look at in society comes from single mother homes. Single father homes, not the same.
What's the name of the Jeff Dahmer, whatever his name? Wasn't his mom and his dad kind of together, and then he ended up with his dad?
I know there's exceptions.
I'm
There's
just
exceptions
saying.
to
Serial
this.
killer.
There are
There's
a lot of
exceptions to
exceptions
this,
to the
but
rules.
there's
Yes.
exceptions, but it doesn't make the rule. Single father homes fare very similar to single mother homes. So
Yeah, and his mom was also a drug addict. What the
Well, isn't the dad a fool for going for a drug addict and getting her pregnant? Come on.
Yeah, choosing the wrong
needs to
partner
be-
and
he
held
needs to be more
accountable for his
What does that-
choices.
what does
Yeah,
that?
it's
Hold
like-
on. Like you're great at like just straw manning like a random point like that has nothing to do with it to try to make a
course.
point, but that doesn't make sense.
Well, you just mentioned his mom being a drug addict, and I just mentioned the father chose a drug addict.
Yeah, but that
So-
doesn't change the fact that single father households fare way better than single mother
I made
households.
a point that shows you that
You just
there's an
used an
exception to that
example
rule.
of a serial killer from the fucking 1970s. Because he committed his first murder, I think, in 1975. You use that as an example to
Yes.
say that what?
The same way you guys use like basis and out of context statistics from studies that you pull out of Google. Like, come on. As an educated
Which
woman,
one?
I
Which
do
stat?
know
Which
that
stat?
You
all
just-
the stats that
Name
you
one.
guys
Name
repeat
one.
a million times that you copy from Kevin Samuels. So I'm just saying.
You literally just used an exception to the rule, and like I said before,
I'm doing
his
it as humor
mom,
because it's funny
name
because
a
it's
study. Name a
ridiculous.
study. I
his
beg
mom
you.
was a drug addict, and that fucked up his life too.
Listen.
Like,
I'm bringing it up simply
It's a terrible
because I think
example.
it's
Bring up a better
ridiculous what
one.
you're saying. It's
His mom was
absolutely
the degenerate,
ridiculous.
not his dad.
I'll give you an example. I come from a home where there's
So it
only
actually
a
hurts
mother.
your opinion.
And again, I'll give you another example, and I'm a living one. My mom is a single mother, really, a widowed mother, really, who raised her kids from the age from when we were 12, and some of us were even 2, right?
Okay.
And we're cool. We're not drug
Ladies,
dealers, not criminals.
okay, stop. Hold on one second.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You didn't end up that way.
A lot of the women on the panel, I've noticed this trend, and I mean, this is the same shit in Miami. It's amazing. You go over the pond, nothing changes. We'll make an objective argument about a generality on how the world works. You guys will hear that, internalize it, and say, well, that doesn't apply to me, and then go ahead and yap about how you're different.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But in general, what we're saying is true. The court system does favor women over men. They win most of the custody battles, even though they might not necessarily be a better parent on paper. Shailene just told y'all the woman is going to get custody most of the time because she spent more time with the child in the child rearing years. But that might not necessarily make her a better mother because the man was doing his job, which is protecting and providing, which is what y'all all want, by the way. So the court system is heavily in favor of women. And then men, 90% of alimony is paid for men to women. So it is absolutely true that everyone knows that the court systems in the West in general are fucked and geared towards females, which it is what it is. That's a fact, ladies.
But a lot of the time, men don't want involvement with their children.
Well,
after...
I'm not sure that's true.
A lot of
A
the
majority
time,
do. A majority do. It's just
Okay.
that there's a bunch of roadblocks in the way, whether it's the woman not allowing the man to be involved, right? Because she wants to hurt him. She'll make lies up about him. Lawyers a lot of times will advise men, hey, it's not worth it to go to court. You're going to lose. So they don't even bother fighting it.
Fine.
It's an uphill battle. So there's a bunch of things that get in. But most men, of course, there's deadbeat fathers.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Absolutely. But most men, I would say, definitely want to see their kids, just that they don't have the opportunity to. Because a lot of women use kids as
Weapons.
a weapon,
yeah.
and weaponize them against the man to, get compliance or just hurt them because they're mad about some shit. So again, you guys got really emotional about this abuse thing, but everything we've said is fact. They have changed the definition of abuse for a while.
Fresh, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did you grow up with both parents in the home?
No.
Are you a drug dealer?
I was.
Okay. That's good then. And you found your way. I just wanted to make sure, you know what I'm saying?
To be fair, I was a roadman.
You're a roadman.
I was a roadman.
You were trapping.
Trap star. You know?
Okay, you're trapping. And so would you say your mom's a bad mom because she was a single mom?
Wow.
I would say my opinion is relevant.
No, I'm just asking.
Because it's a general statement.
No, I do understand, but like, for example, if I can say that my mom's a good mom and she was on her own, you can say the same thing. Perhaps it actually may not be the majority. This is the thing. I really think that
We are in a small room. Us two, sample size is not
well,
enough.
let me tell you, a lot of these studies that these people pick up on are sample sizes of 100 or 1,000 when there's billions of people in the world. And they'll pick also a demographic.
Name any study.
Hold on.
Name any study.
Wait.
Name one. Name one.
Wait. No, what for you? Can you stop
Okay.
talking?
Sorry.
I beg. You're really gassed today. You're really excited. I do understand, obviously. It's your place and everything, but relax. Listen, a lot of the time.
I just want you to keep talking about these studies. Name one. Name one.
Listen, the basic nature of studies are you take a pool of people.
Name one.
Yeah,
Any
it doesn't
study.
matter. Any study.
By who?
Look,
Listen,
look,
any
when you-
study
hold on,
that
look,
you
look,
do,
the
whether it's
numbers
the
all
UN, whether
okay.
it's the
Let me just
council, the government,
stop.
anything.
That's true.
Stop.
It's a pool of people.
Stop. If you go into prison and you look at the inmates, if you look at drug addicts, if you look at homeless people, if you look at degenerates in general, alcoholics, all the fucking
Yeah.
vagrants of society, most of them come from single mother households where there wasn't a father there. This is irrefutable fact.
Okay, can I then tell you something? In America, I generally believe that it might be, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the majority of the population that is incarcerated is black men, isn't it? Well, what does that say about black men if that's a stat?
They commit a majority of the violent crime.
But what else does that say? Because you guys are trying to say that women use the court system to, manipulate men. And in what you're trying to do is to create this whole idea that because women are the ones that have the children the most of the times, it's the woman getting divorced, then women must be just assholes the same way that black men the majority of black men in comparison to the West must be awful.
You mentioned earlier, women
How did you? What the hell?
I'm just explaining to you the parallels. How you can.
What?
No, I'm just explaining to you how you can use numbers to paint anything, and that's why it's important for you to not use it contextless.
Give me one.
You yourself,
doesn't matter.
hold on. You said earlier women have power, right? Well, in the court system, they have power. It's simple. So in that
I didn't
instance,
say that.
who said that? That power.
We were talking about.
They were talking about it earlier, weren't they?
Regardless, that's where they have that power anyway. So
What is your arguments precisely?
Well, my argument precisely is simply to say it doesn't matter what studies you're talking about because they don't actually reflect the real reality. Because studies and all these statistics are based on a limited pool on a normally a limited demographic. That does not represent what
so
happens.
you disagree.
And the reason why I say that, and the
Name
reason why I
a
say
study, any
Pearl,
study.
I can pick any study. Listen,
pick one. What? Who
Pearl,
made it?
Pearl, any study.
One, just one.
Pearl.
One study. No. You're criticizing the studies.
Bro.
Name a study. Name
Pearl,
one. None.
Any
none.
study, even studies.
Any
wait,
any study.
Hold on. Let me
I'm
get
trying to
this
tell
right.
you,
Let me
you're
just get this
cutting me
right.
off.
Sorry, Byron.
So are you saying that because the argument is single mother households lead to fucked up children, which then end up growing up into fucked up adults?
Cool.
You don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that.
With the plethora of studies, meta-analysis, which combine other studies that show that single mother households absolutely contribute to the degradation of society. You don't agree with that?
Okay, and can I explain to you why I don't agree with that?
Go ahead.
Because I think that's important.
Okay.
Right?
Do you
Otherwise,
agree
it's just
with
on the
1 +
surface.
1 is 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of. It also depends.
Incredible.
Well, in China, they do say that once you add one drop of water to another drop of water,